guys, it's Amelia. Welcome back to my channel and happy Wednesday. So today we're taking a little hiatus from my typical DIY crafting thrifting videos to do episode 3 of planning my wedding. So I'm getting married next May and my fiance, I almost said husband. What? Okay, rewind. I almost just said me and my husband. I'm not married yet. And my fiance and I are working on planning our own wedding and figuring everything out. And if you've ever planned a wedding or tried to plan one or in the middle of planning one, you know that it's fun but also can be confusing because there's a ton of stuff that you're doing for the first time and you're doing it kind of on your own. Thankfully, my fiance Wes and I have a lot of help from our families. Also, I brought Spock back because I watched the last video in preparation for this to remember what I had done, and he just works on camera really well. He's just very photogenic, so Spock came back for episode 3. So I'm gonna go through the list that I made in my first video when I made my DIY wedding notebook. We're gonna go through the checklists of things that hypothetically, according to the internet, should be done by now, and we're gonna see what I've done, what I still need to do, and what I have on this do list for the coming months. So let's just hop right into it. Okay, let's start off by looking at the wedding notebook that I made, and let's see what I've actually done. So I gotta be honest, guys, I haven't done a lot, okay? I have not done as much as maybe I should have, but I feel actually pretty confident. I feel like we have things under control. There are things that need to get done. So it is currently November and we're getting married in May, so that is November, December, January, February, March, April, May. That is 7 months away. That is crazy. Okay, so the next checklist is 6 to 8 months out. Perfect. We're right in the middle. So I'm gonna read through the checklist and we're just gonna see what I've done and what I still need to do. Number 1 is buy your wedding dress. Yes, I have bought my wedding dress, or should I say my amazing, wonderful mother bought my wedding dress for me. I'm gonna be perfectly honest on this series about planning and budgeting and things like that because I've watched a lot of these videos myself because I was just like searching for help, and I appreciated so much what people had to say, but nobody wants to say who's paying for what or anything like that, and I respect that because I know talking about money isn't always appropriate, or I don't know, it's not in good taste. People don't like to talk about money and I don't want to be rude, but I do want to be honest, talk about the reality of what's happening in my wedding because I think it could be helpful for other people. My mom's paying for my wedding dress. You're not going to see it in this video, obviously. Whenever I post a video after I get married, I will reveal the dress. The first time I went wedding dress shopping, I went with my mom and my 2 sisters and one of my best friends, Kelsey, and we went to a shop in my hometown, and this is actually the shop that we ended up getting my dress from. It was the second dress I ever tried on, which is really cool. I really enjoyed trying on wedding dresses, but I'm not the type of girl who puts on the dress and I was like, oh my gosh, this is my dress, and I start crying and everyone's crying. I got nervous going in, like I just felt like I wouldn't like anything. I don't know, I can't even explain. I got nervous, but I think I went to 4 different shops. 3 of them that I went to were like the boutique-y kind of stores, and then one of them was David's Bridal. I wanted to talk a little bit about my experience in these stores just to help you if you're looking for your wedding dress, because I think it could be very helpful. So the first thing that I did was I had my Pinterest board of dress ideas, and they were kind of all over the place because I didn't have a picture in my head exactly of what I wanted. I decided I wanted either the... There's always crime here. There's always something going down. The first place that I went was actually such a fun experience. The lady who was in charge of the store was just so sweet. We had a great time. I got to go in and I got to just start picking dresses up off the racks, and I showed her kind of my idea of my Pinterest board, but she was just kind of like, let's try on everything. You're only gonna get to do this one time. And I was like, you're right, why not? So I tried on a bunch of different styles. I tried on a mermaid style, which was not the best look on me. I tried on mainly the princess ball gown style and then the A-line. And I really thought I was gonna go for like the ball gown style, but the A-line turned out to be something that I actually was more drawn to. So maybe my dress that I got is an A-line? It was fun because my mom and my sisters and my friend Kelsey got to pick out dresses for me to try on, and then I went to the changing room, I'd put one on, I'd come out, and they had little signs that they could hold up and be like, amazing or something, or they would just say like, oh, it's cute, whatever. The main thing that I took away from my wedding dress shopping experience is that you want videos. So my family and my friend Kelsey took a lot of videos for me of me like moving in the dress, turning, walking, just to see how it looked, and also pictures, but I found that video was really helpful because you could remember how it moved, and it was just a lot more of a dynamic image than just a plain picture. So when you go wedding dress shopping, make sure someone is filming. Sometimes the stores don't want you to take pictures or video, and you just need to do it anyway, and you need to sneak it when they're not looking. This place that I went, they were fine with us taking video, but like, how do you expect someone to pick their dress without getting a picture of it and then thinking about it? I don't understand. How I knew my dress was the one was I just kept thinking about it, and we called it dress number 1 because it was the second dress I tried on, but the first dress was like a T length, which means it was like a mid-calf, so I wasn't really into it. So it was kind of like the first dress that was like a serious contender, so we kept calling it dress number 1, and I would put on a dress and I'd be like, it's not as much like dress number 1. But it took me a couple weeks to realize that dress number 1 was the one. We scheduled an appointment for me to try it on for a second time, walk around, make sure it was perfect, and it was. And then we figured out what size I needed because I think the size in the store was too small, so we ordered a size up, and it will arrive in January or February. And then we're gonna take it to a seamstress and get any necessary adjustments. And I tried on a lot of dresses, and there were definitely multiple dresses that I could have seen myself walking down the aisle in. They kept asking me,
is this the one? Do you see yourself walking down the aisle?
I'm like, sure. Like, I can literally see myself walking down the aisle in leggings and a sweatshirt. Like, that doesn't help me. That wasn't helpful for me. It might be helpful for someone else. It was more helpful for me to think about how I felt, because comfort, I guess, is something that is like very important to me, I guess.
Like, I can literally see myself walking down the aisle in leggings and a sweatshirt. Like,
my style is comfy cash. So when I put on a dress that had pockets, I was immediately like, yes, because pockets. So wedding dress shopping was really fun, and I can't believe that it's over and that I'm never gonna get to do it again. I mean, I'm glad I'm never gonna get to do it again, but also it was really fun. So I would just say, when you go wedding dress shopping, just have fun, try on those crazy dresses that you're not sure if you're gonna like, because you know, you're never really gonna go wedding dress shopping again, hopefully. So you might as well go crazy and have a lot of fun. Numbers are just numbers. Hot Spock, you burned me. Okay. I hope that makes sense about the wedding dresses. Number 2 is bridesmaids dresses. So this is kind of in the works. I originally had 8 bridesmaids, which is like insane, I know. You only get married once, just do whatever the heck you want, okay? I wanted 8. Somebody actually had to step down. So now I have 7 bridesmaids. I have 2 sisters who are my bridesmaids. They have their dresses. My friend Kelsey has a potential dress. She might not keep it. Kelsey, you getting another dress? I don't know, let me know. 4 other friends who are gonna be in my wedding. They haven't gotten their dresses yet, but I'm not really worried about it because, I don't know. We'll just get a dress. I'm not matching all my bridesmaids dresses. My vibe is more a color palette, so I'm going with lavenders and purples. I'll put it here. I'll put my color palette here. This is kind of what I'm looking for, and just dresses in those colors. I really just wanted all my friends to feel really pretty and confident in what they were wearing, and for it to be very flattering on all of their different body types, and just for them to have fun and be comfortable. It's just like a person by person basis. I think it also looks really nice to have them all matching, so it's kind of whatever you want. So that's kind of half done. So that's number 2. Number 3 is finalize your guest list, and my fiance and I did do this, and it kind of goes hand in hand with 4 and 5 on this list. 4 is get mailing addresses, and then 5 is order your save the dates and mail them 6 months before the wedding. We already mailed out our save the dates. I got a little antsy. I just wanted to get them out. In my last video, I talked about making a Google spreadsheet with all of my addresses, getting ready for my save the dates, and we did that. We got everybody's addresses and we sent out the save the dates, and that was really fun. So for my save the dates, I found these really cute purple flower, like very realistic looking stickers on Etsy, and I'll link the shop below because I loved it so much. And I used them for my save the dates to close the back of the envelopes, and I just thought it added a really pretty touch to just kind of show the essence of what our wedding is going to be, and just kind of add my own little personal touch of lavender to the save the dates, and I thought it was really fun. So I used Walgreens, and I got really lucky because I think it was 87 cents per save the date, and I happened to get a 50% off code. So I would suggest to wait for a coupon code or something like that, because it cut the price in half, and I believe I only paid $36 for 80 save the dates with envelopes. I paid for that, and then my fiance bought the stamps, so we kind of split the cost there. Stamps are expensive, so budget for that, because I was like, what? You know, that's something you take for granted when you are a child. You just want to write a letter, open the cabinet, you get out a stamp. It's like $15 that you're spending on that one stamp. Anyway, we still need to figure out our actual invitations, because I'm sending those, of course, but save the dates have been sent. I'm really happy with how that went, and it was from our photo shoot in Australia after we got engaged, and so that's really special because my sister Emily took the picture and Wes picked it out, so it was really fun. Number 6 is book your florist / get your flowers. And I haven't actually done this, but I feel like I'm in the middle of doing it because I've been thinking about it. Does anybody else do that where like you think about doing a task, but then you feel like it's almost done even though you haven't started it just because the mental preparation is done? And the mental preparation is pretty much half the battle, honestly. That's how I feel about this. I have been thinking about the flowers. I haven't done anything. I don't really know what I want for my flowers. I'm really bad about knowing what I want, but I know what I don't want. It's so unhelpful. I'm planning to go to Hobby Lobby to look at their flowers because I know Hobby Lobby always has a discount on flowers. It's usually like 40% off their fake flowers, and I'm hoping to go when it's even more. I'm gonna wait for a good deal and I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna snatch some stuff up. The plan is that we're gonna go to Hobby Lobby together and we're going to look at the fake flowers and we're gonna pick some of those nice garlands, and I'm planning to get those to decorate the barn that we're having our reception in. And I kind of like to have fake flowers for my bouquet because then you could keep it forever, and I'm a very nostalgic person and I would totally keep my bouquet forever. But also, there's nothing as awesome as fresh flowers, so I'm very torn.
Fresh flowers would be more expensive, but then they would go away and you wouldn't have to store them. Fake flowers, you get to keep forever. You have to keep them forever in a plastic bin in your attic.
I haven't really figured this out, so this is not checked off, but this checklist is 6 to 8 months. We're only 7 months out, so I got 1 month to figure this out. Number 7 is pick your cake, and this is another thing I haven't really thought about. We need to get on this. We need to pick our cake, so that's on the to-do list. Number 8 is book your honeymoon. So my fiance and I have talked about our honeymoon. We have some plans. We haven't officially booked anything yet, but it's in the works. So number 9 is set up your wedding website. So I did start making a wedding website on Zola, and you can make a free wedding website, which is really cool, and you can connect your registry and everything, and I think I might end up finishing that if I have time. Right now I'm in finals for school, so I'm not really doing anything except like stress crocheting and doing school, so the website might be next month, but I definitely want to get this website up because I think that would be really cool to have. And number 10 is create your registry, and my fiance and I have also been talking about this. We're really torn because we both live on our own, so we don't need as many things as the traditional registry requires. I might register at Target. I don't know. If you have any ideas about registries, drop them below, because I'm really torn with the whole consumeristic registry thing, because I feel like it's just kind of ridiculous to expect people to just give you all this stuff when you get married. Then I also am like, oh, free stuff. Yes, I would love that. That sounds amazing. Why do people give me free stuff when I get married? I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm spazzing out. So all that chaos being said, I am going to create a wedding registry, but I'm planning to be very frugal when I pick things on the registry to ask people to purchase. I'm not gonna pick filler things. I want them all to have a purpose because I already have a lot of things. I like to collect knickknacks. I like to crochet knickknacks. That's in the works. Not checking that off. Number 11, finalize your ceremony order. Okay, funny you should mention that because we haven't done it. Have you noticed that in movies, they always have weddings, but they always do this montage of like, I do blah blah blah, I do to having to hold blah blah, sickness and in health, and they're like overlapping faces, and it's like crying and smiling, and they're like reading their own vows, and then you may kiss the bride, blah blah, at the end. That's all you see of weddings in movies. What do wedding ceremonies actually look like? I have been to weddings in person. I have seen these wedding ceremonies. But when you come home, you think to yourself, and all you see is that montage they show you in the movies. That's all you see of the wedding you just went to, because that's how you're viewing everything. Hollywood, whoever's in charge of that, could you please show an actual wedding? Like, it's only 20 minutes. Just make the movie 20 minutes longer and show the entire wedding. I think it would help us out. Any future brides out there, let me know if you feel the same way. We have not finalized our ceremony order because we're not sure what it is, but I'm honestly not concerned about that. I don't think that needs to be 6 to 8 months out. You could honestly figure out your ceremony order the week before you get married, so I'm not really worried about that. So I know that we are planning currently, this could change, but we are planning to do the traditional wedding vows and then also write our own vows. So that's all really I know. I'm kind of okay with, you know, something different happening. I don't know, I feel very loosey-goosey about this right now, but then something will happen and I'm like, I wasn't in control of that decision, and I'll freak out. My fiance Wes is amazing, and that's all that matters, because we're gonna get married and it's gonna be amazing, and we're gonna get a house and we're gonna get a corgi and it's gonna be wonderful. So I'll check that off the list. It's gonna be wonderful. We have gone through my 6 to 8 month checklist that I made in my little book, and we've only done half of the things, but I don't feel that panicked about it because the other half are either in the works or don't need to be done this second. They need to be done soon, but we got time. So there's a couple more things I wanted to go over that we have done that aren't on the list. So we got our wedding bands. I mentioned in my last video that my future mother-in-law gifted me a wedding band, and we got that resized, so that is back. I have it in my house, and I also bought my fiance's wedding band, and I have a little Snapchat clip of me buying it, so I'm gonna put that in here. I bought Wes's wedding band today. I'm really excited. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I got. So I looked on Etsy, but I bought it on Etsy. There's a lot of really cool options for wedding bands for guys and girls. I knew Wes didn't want just like the regular gold band or anything. I found something really cool for him, and I'm excited about that. Another thing I wanted to talk about was photography. I know I mentioned in my last video that I hadn't picked a photographer, but that photography was very important to me. So I have asked someone to be my photographer, my friend Keely. Keely is going to hopefully take pictures at my wedding. We haven't had our consultation yet, but I asked her and she is down to do it, so that's really exciting because I think it's fun to just have more people involved who you actually know. I don't know, it makes me way more comfortable to know that somebody I know is going to be taking my pictures versus someone who I don't know. That is really exciting. And now for the last thing I wanted to talk about, bridesmaids gifts. Okay, if you're one of my bridesmaids, stop watching. I mean, I have no control. You can keep watching. I'm not going to show you the presents, but I have gotten part of my bridesmaid's gift going together. I really loved, okay, I don't know if you know who Danny Austin is, but she's an influencer on Instagram. When she got married a couple years ago, she had literally the cutest bridesmaids gifts. She like gave them Sam Edelman shoes. Like, obviously I think she was sponsored and it was like a whole Instagram thing, whatever. I was just like, this is my dream, like to have like the matching robes, like you have a sleepover, less bougie version of that for my bridesmaids, because I just love them all so much and I want them to know how much I appreciate them and how much it means to me that they're going to be in my wedding. It's really exciting and I just want them to know how much they mean to me, and I am someone who loves getting presents and loves like special sentimental gifts, so I want to make sure that I give them gifts that if I received I would feel really special. I'm getting like little things that they all get the same one of, but it's like personalized to them, you know what I mean? Okay, I think that is all I wanted to talk about today for the third episode of DIYing my wedding. Like I said, we haven't done a ton, but we have gotten some stuff done, and I think it's important to keep these episodes going for anybody out there who's planning their wedding and happens to stumble across these, and also for me to look back on and see my thought process and what was going on when I was planning my wedding, because it's really fun. So thank you so much for joining me and Spock to talk about my wedding today. I love talking about my wedding. It is so fun. I can do it forever. I've literally been talking for 15 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come back next Wednesday for another video. Bye guys!